Hey everyone, Paul ISM, welcome to another video. So today, this is my intro to the USACC group build. So that's the Unified Scale Automotive Content Creators group build. This being hosted by Lucas C. and Mark Batson. And it's a yearly build that they do as content creators and invite other content creators to join in. So I believe it was Mark's turn to pick this year, and he's chosen a particular kit as part of the group build. And the idea is you're a content creator, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, content creator of any sort. You can take part in the build. They have a Facebook group. I'll put a link in it down below. We can join and post your progress, videos, etc., etc. So make sure you go over there and join. And it looks to be a fun build. Now, the kits chosen are the 70 Plymouth GTX or the 70 Roadrunner. So the GTX is made by Monogram. The Roadrunner is boxed as a Revell. They're not easy kits to get a hold of. I felt lucky with this one. Couldn't find one anywhere. Chatted about in a live show. Sean White said he had one. Sent it me. He'd only bought it a few weeks earlier. Luke Ward wants to join in, or Wardy Boy from Scale Motor. Thought I've got no chance finding one. Lo and behold, one finds itself on eBay the next day, and he's gone and bought that as well. So Luke's in too. So like I say, if you want to see progress or who's taken part, go over to the USACC Facebook page. Like I say, I'll link it down below, and you can go and have a look at what's in there. So we'll have a quick look through the box and see what we get in there first. It's an old kit. It's going to take a little bit of work and a little bit of polishing here and there, especially on the glasswork, but I think we'll get a decent kit out of it in the end. Right, so this is the Monogram Plymouth GTX Street Machine. So this is a 24 scale model. I believe this boxing's from 1986. I think the original kit is from then as well. Might be older. And it's a 2-in-1 kit. You can do street or stock. So not fully decided what we're going to do yet. I'm going to play that one by ear and we'll pick it out. But like I say, massive thank you to Sean White for sending me this. You're an absolute legend, buddy. I do thank you very much. Sorry for robbing a kit off you. Had literally picked up a couple of weeks ago. Now, some of it is off the sprue. It's just what it is. And it is an older Monogram Revell kit, so it is going to be a little bit rough and ready in places. Decals are in good shape, to be fair, and I think I want to try and use those two yellowy, limey decals at the top for the sides. And maybe the number plates and the 446 decals as well. The body's pretty clean. It's got that awful seam mold line behind the C-pillar. But yeah, it's a beautiful shaped car. I do like the Super B. And yeah, it kind of drew me to this one as a kind of build to do. The fit of the chassis is very, very good, and the interior too. So they look to fit together really well. Hopefully I'll have no dramas with ride heights or getting things to fit together. But it looks nice and snug in there. Comes apart nice and easy. And there's our cockpit there as well. Bench seats are moulded into the rear, so the door cards. So we'll get all this painted up. We'll get the floor flocked as well. Not 100% sure on the interior yet. I've got pictures of green on green. I don't know if it might be a bit too much, so maybe we'll go with black. Not sure yet. Chassis is quite well detailed. Actually, we've got some nice brake lines underneath. So if you get this black or whatever colour it should be, and give it a bit of a dry brush, a nice bit of weather into it. Two different types of bonnets or hoods with this. You get a rear spoiler, which we're definitely not going to use. Some pretty nasty sink marks in that rear spoiler, but I'm just not keen on the rear spoiler look on the car, so we won't be using that. So yeah, got two hoods, bonnets to pick from, depending on which engine choice we go for, or engine intake system choice we go for. And two sets of wheels as well, depending if we go stock or street. Like I say, I'm not 100% sure yet what we're going to do, but we'll decide that as we go. Seats are there as well, pretty rudimentary basic seats, but they look just like the real ones, to be fair. Dashboard is there as well. Obviously we've got no instrumentation on the decals, so we'll have to hand paint that if we're going to do anything with that. The exhaust system and all the rear leaf sprung suspension and drive shaft and prop shaft differential, everything is all moulded in one. So that's going to make painting a little bit of a challenge. So we'll figure that one out when we get there as well. Whether we'll paint it and mask it or paint it and hand paint it, not sure. Camera's had a bit of a job today, autofocus. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with it today. There we go. It's playing up a little bit, but there we go. To be fair, for an older kit, the parts are quite crisp. There's not a huge amount of flash. But sadly, because some of the parts have been out of the bag, some of the chrome, it's marked. So this will be stripped and resprayed. We'll probably go the Molotov route with it and clear it with aqua gloss to give it a little bit of protection. It's quite a bit of chrome, but depending on which wheels we use and which way we go, whether they'll need stripping or not. And the other wheels here are in the bag as well. So I think we've got some different choices on tyres as well. So that's good too. Like I say, not 100% sure what way I'm going to go just yet. It's definitely something we're going to figure out as we go. Engine halves are there. We've got the front subframe, I'm assuming that is, yeah. And then lots of bags of bits in here. So we've got like the fire. Is that the firewall? No, it's the radiator, isn't it? The radiator. Not a bad little part. Like I say, the parts are really crisp. Actually, quite well molded and no real flash or anything. Wheels are not bad at all. Now, Joe did tell me earlier what wheels these were. I've completely forgotten. Was it Krieger SS or something? I forget now. And I got I forget the other ones of the I forget the name of the wheels now. The stock ones. It'll come to me in a minute. It'll come to me. But like I say, lots of parts off the sprue, but they look like they're all there. The engine's not too bad. We get that painted up the appropriate colours. Like I say, my autofocus is really struggling today. Not sure what's wrong with it. It's having a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, the kit doesn't look too bad at all. For an older kit, where is it like? Well, it's approaching 40 years old, so it's definitely knocking on a bit. But overall, it doesn't look too bad at all. Like I said, we get two choices of tyres in here as well. So you got the stock and the street. So two of them are still on the tree as it is. They are quite nicely marked. And I'll show a comparison between the two different types in a second. Because they're in this little bag. There we go. Trying to figure out which is which. So if I bring it up, you'll see. A little bit of a difference in the tyres. Different sidewall writing, both Goodyears. One slightly wider than the other, slightly different tread on them as well. Clear parts, like I said, they've got a bit marked, so we'll get some micro mesh on these, wet sand them, and then give them a really good polish up with our Novus polish system. So a few marks on there, nothing really deep, just surface scratches. So I'm just showing my live stream as well. So they should clean up pretty well. Once we get some Novus on it, polish the bejesus out of it, it'll come up quite well. I've also got the front and rear lights there as well. And of course, a scale finish Dodge F8 dark green, which my buddy Joe sent me years ago. And I've been waiting to use it on something, and this is the perfect car for it. So thank you for that, Joe, if you're watching, buddy. And the instructions now, quite basic instructions, but as thorough as it needs to be. A little bit of info on the front about what to do and kind of, I guess, what not to do. You got your paint call out there. You can pause all that if you want to have a little read of it, and all the legends as well. And then, like I say, fairly rudimentary basic instructions of a basic build-up of a basic kit, really. It's not going to be too challenging at all. Hopefully it'll fit together okay. We're not going to have any real dramas with it, but assembly looks pretty straightforward. As usual, we'll start with the bodywork, because that's how I roll. I also roll by tucking my arms in, leaning forward and bending my legs. That's a different kind of rolling. But like I say, assembly looks really straightforward. Just got to pick between stock and street. I think I'm leaning more towards stock. I think I definitely am. Is it Chrome Magnums, those wheels? I think they're the wheels I'm thinking of, aren't I? I think so. Whether we go with those velocity stacks and the larger intake, or just keep the standard scoop. Because I do kind of like that standard intake on it. But yeah, not 100% decided just yet. But like I say, it doesn't look too bad a kit for the age of it. It certainly can't be no worse than that AMT Super B I built a while back. And like I say, I'm excited to join this group build. It's a nice colour. It's going to look good. I've got some colours of the original car in a minute. But it shouldn't prove too challenging. Hopefully we can get this built in 3 parts as usual. Just the interior colour. So what interior colour should I do? Should we go with green, which you'll see in a second, or should we do a classic black? So there's a kit box and our paint. So you got the stock on the right at the bottom is a lime green, and the street there on the left. And this is that FA colour on the car. This thing is lovely. I do like this. So love that yellow stripe. I think that's the stripe we've got in the kit decals. We've not got it on the rear boot lid, but I do like that bonnet black stripe with the thin stripes either side. Love that colour. Love the stance of the car. And to me, that looks pretty stock. I think that is right if I'm right in saying that. Love this intake scoop as well. It's very, very cool. So if you can hear that magpie outside. And the green interior, it's a pretty cool green interior, but I think it'll look better in black. Right, there we go. So that's the kit. That is the colour I plan to do it in. And basically my idea. So I think we'll do the yellow stripe down the side if the kit decals all right. Black stripe on the bonnet, really like that. Whether to go street or stock, I don't know. I kind of like that stock look. I do kind of like that stock look. I am not 100% sure. And like I say, the interior, I do like the green. I think black will probably look better in the end game. But not 100% decided yet on either. So we'll play that by ear. But the first job is to get all the bodywork cleaned up, get it primed, painted. First time using scale finishes, so they're enamel paints. So if you've used them before, let me know the drying times. I understand how to use enamels. It's not what I asked this on Facebook and got all answers about enamels. These are pre-thinned. So what I'm asking is how long are people leaving them to dry for? I understand enamels take a lot longer to cure than lacquers. But yeah, if you used scale finish before, let me know in the comments down below. If I'm going to 2K, how long should I leave it? Most people are saying 2 to 3 days. Yes, so if you've used them before, let me know. And that's it. So a big thank you to Sean White. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. Big thank you to Andrew as well, who sourced the kit for Luke. Good eagle eye from you there, buddy. And yeah, looking forward to this one. The colour's going to be cool. The kit, it's very similar to the Super Bee. I think they share the same body, to be honest. And it's nice to take part with some of the other guys in the community as well. I don't think I'm very well known on the American side of the builds, and I don't know all of those guys either, because I think we kind of don't see each other really as such. They're quite a tight-knit group, so it'd be nice to be kind of a part of that. That was part of my reason for taking part in this. Bridge some, friendships and what have you. So if you're new to watching this and you've watched the video, say hello in the comments down below. If you've got a channel, say hey, come on over and have a look, and I'll go over and have a look at you. Because it's always good to find new content creators, and it's good to support each other as well. It's a good hobby we've got here, mostly filled with good people, so it's good to share the love around a little bit and show a bit of support for each other as well. Like I say, excited to take part in this and really excited to get going with this build. This video is not on Patreon release. I'm just going to release this because it's just a general video. But the build series itself will be on 2-week early access for patrons. So if you want to become a patron, there's a link down below. Select tier 2 or higher. It gives you 2-week early access, a monthly exclusive live stream, and a few other perks that are in there as well. And also the knowledge that you're keeping these videos going, the live streams going that I do every day. There's also a PayPal me and a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description as well. Like I say, we stream every morning over on my other channel, which is linked down below, so you can come and join us there. And the links to everything else social media related with myself and my ISM, UMP, Starring a Machine, my other group for real life automotive and scale modelling. Automotive subjects is there. You've got my scale mates, you've got my Paul SM personal modelling page as well. So come and join our community, and in turn, if you've got one, a Facebook group or whatever, give me a link or give me a shout at the name and I'll come over and join you guys as well. So there we go. If you're going to take part in a unified group build, might as well be unified together, mightn't we? That's the way I look at it. So like I said, looking forward to starting this. Hope you have an update soon on it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell notifications, get notified of all the latest videos. Give the video a thumbs up, and like I say, please leave a comment. It's always good to get comments on videos, and I will see you all next time. So enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.